Hello, welcome back to another episode of Your Guess Your Mess. I'm Tracy, and if you've been rocking with me this season, you already know we've been just talking about the becoming a different version of ourselves, learning how to move differently, learning how to trust our decisions. And I feel like this episode right here is a continuation of that, but from a different place. Because I've been realizing something about myself. I don't go out the same way anymore. And I don't mean like physically, I mean mentally. I get dressed, go out, sit somewhere nice, have a drink, enjoy my time. And I'm not looking around like who's watching me, who's coming up to me, who's interested. I'm just there, present. And that might sound simple, but that's new for me. If I'm going to be real with you, there used to always be some level of awareness. Not in a desperate way, but in I know I'm look good kind of way. I know I'm outside. I know someone should approach me. That kind of way. And even if I wasn't saying it out loud, it was something in the back of my mind, like a quiet expectation. And now, that expectation isn't there the same. It's like I'm not going out to be chosen anymore. I'm going out to live, to enjoy, to experience my life as I am in this moment. I'm still becoming, still figuring things out, still evolving, but not waiting on someone to meet me there in order for me to feel complete. And I think that's been the biggest shift. Because I've also had to be honest with myself about something. You can't make someone be ready for you. You can't move a certain way, act a certain way, be perfect enough to guarantee loyalty or consistency or intention. That's a choice. And that choice has nothing to do with how good you are. And when that really clicks to you, you stop performing. You stop trying to get it right for someone else. You stop adjusting yourself just to fit into something that isn't naturally choosing you. And that used to be a hard pill to swallow. Because part of me feel like, well, if I'm doing everything right, why isn't it happening? Or what am I missing? Because now, I don't even question it like that anymore. Because I understand something differently. The person who is meant for you is not going to need you to adjust yourself to be chosen. They're going to meet you in a natural state. Not the version of you that's trying to impress. Not the version of you that overthinking every move. Not the version of you trying to get it right. But you just living your life. And that's where I'm at right now. Not trying to force interaction. I'm not trying to read into every little thing. I'm not trying to figure people out anymore. If I go out and have a good time, that's enough for me. If I laugh, I'm good. If I sit there and just enjoy my own presence, like I said, that's enough for me. If I connect with someone, cool. If I don't, I still had a great ass time. Because my experience isn't dependent on being chosen anymore. Honestly, that feels peaceful. It feels lighter. Because there's no pressure. There's no silent expectations. No internal conversations of what does this mean? Where is this going? None of that. Just me being who I am. And I think that's something people don't really talk about. We talk about the becoming, we talk about the healing, we talk about the growth, But we don't always talk about what it feels like to live in that space, to actually go outside, to go to dinner, travel, sit with yourself, and just enjoy it. Enjoy it without needing it to turn into something, without needing it to lead to someone. Just enjoy your life as it is. And trusting that when the right person comes, they're not interrupting your life. They're aligning with it. They're stepping into something that's already flowing. And I like that. Wouldn't you like that? Because it takes the pressure off. And it lets you just be you. Still becoming, but not waiting. Still evolving, but not searching. You're just living the life that you want to live. And just waiting for that person to fit into that space that you already built. Something else I've been realizing too, when you're really committed to becoming who you are, it's going to change you. Whether you realize it in the moment or not. Because you're not becoming based on fear anymore. You're not moving based on what if this doesn't work? What are people going to think? What if it makes me look bad? What if I made the wrong move? You're not operating from that space anymore. You're becoming from a place of truth. And when you do that, your mind starts to shift. The noise just quiets down. The overthinking slows down. The need for validation fades. And you just trust in yourself more. Not because everything is perfect, because nobody's perfect. But because you're no longer distracted by the negative part of your mind. You're no longer constantly questioning yourself. You're no longer shrinking yourself. You're just moving. And that kind of becoming is different. You're just being you. You're not trying to put on a show for anyone. It's quiet, it's internal, it's steady, and it shows up in the way you live your life every day. It shows up in the way you walk into the room, in the way you sit with yourself, in the way you don't chase what doesn't feel right anymore. That's how you know something is shifting. That's how you know you're really becoming. All right. Thank you for sitting with me for another episode of Your Guess, Your Mess. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And if this episode make you think about something in your own life, drop a comment and let me know. Until next time, I'll see you next week.